debate. Look at me. Don't read
Oh my god. 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 Okay. 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 Okay.
your adversary. When you debate, look at me. Don't read the chat room. You've debated self-avowed fascists. I mean, there are people out there who are pretty much.
Okay, so where's the question start?
I don't. Let me get control of the next 10 minutes because I'm fascinated.
So again, I want to. This is breaking news, folks. Okay. The author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns has canceled a comedian for, quote, being too mean. Now, again, I want to say I made a video about Ben Burgess. I was a little incendiary because I considered what they were saying to be extremely horrible and offensive. So I called him a little dumb. I called him a stupid dumb fuck or whatever. But I'm a comedian. This is what I do. I use a lot of curse words in my language because people find it funny. I apologize to Ben. He pointed this out in a Twitter DM about a week and a half ago. I apologized to him. I said, I am sorry. I just use a lot of swear words because that's what my audience likes and I like to swear. It was no personal offense, right? I apologize. You know, and then we had a conversation about January 6th, which is what our debate was supposed to be about, and then he stopped replying to me. And so now he's on the David Feldman show getting some tough questions.
Debating. You debate. I'm more interested in being an inquisitor. I think you arrive at more of a truth by performing an inquisition of your adversary. When you debate, look at me, don't read the chat room. You've debated self-avowed fascists. I mean, there are people out there who are pretty much.
Well, I don't know that I've ever debated anybody who would call themselves a fascist. I've debated people that I maybe suspect.
So I just want to say, I've debated fascists. I've debated Nazis. I've debated neo-Nazis. I've debated Trump supporters. I've debated Confederates. I've debated everyone on the right. I've tried to debate as many people on the left as I can. People on the right, they love to debate. That's their shit, right? And it's crazy because I thought Ben Burgess loved to debate too. I thought he was a debate bro. So again, why is he canceling me? It's weird.
Sympathy for fascism. But yeah, I have debated terrible people. Let me just say, let me see if I can do this in 10 seconds. If you want to know what I think about January 6th, read the article that Daniel Bessner and I wrote back in January for Jacobin. I stand by everything that we said in that article.
And it's so prescient, you wrote it on January 5th.
I know, that's how good we were. Yeah, we wrote it like a week or so after the riot. But I mean, I think the rioters are the worst people.
Was this timestamp on the right section?
I have no sympathy for them. I'm certainly not anybody who has any sort of fantasy about like allying with people like that or whatever. I have no truck with that. But I think this idea that it was this event, the capital I insurrection, that had a real, there was any sort of meaningful threat of like overthrowing regular institutions or anything like that, I think it's just not true. I think it was an ugly right-wing riot inspired by lies. But I don't think that it was fundamentally different from other riots that have happened.
How does it compare to the beer hall putsch? We had Mark Savasco on. He's Ted Lieu's chief of staff. We love Mark. He says something I agree with. That the beer hall putsch, Hitler ended up doing time for that, was a testing of the waters. It wasn't a failure. At first, it felt like a failure, but they wanted to see what they could get away with. And a lot of people.
I just disagree with that. I think it was a failure.
Even about the failure?
Even the beer hall putsch, I think, was a failure. I don't think that Hitler came to power because of the beer hall putsch. I think
that was cumulative. They learned from that. Would you say?
I think they learned from it in the sense that they learned that was a disastrously stupid strategy and it wouldn't get them what they wanted.
Are there people on the right who would like to see a takeover of our government?
Where does he gets around to
Are there people who supported the
thinking that there was, I think, coming from inside the building. I think that the expansion, I mean, Al-Qaeda, we're, sexuals and loose women, and them was and Muslims who would have, to move by material, who would have loved it if they, but like, if that happened were, but I'd say that's like saying, like, yeah, were there anarchists, like left-wing anarchists who would have loved it if Chaz had somehow become a permanently independent state in Seattle? Yeah, of course. Does that mean?
I want to thank you. I've heard here a couple things. I was telling Professor RBJK.
They were absolutely, like, none of the things, by the way, that accurate.
Mila again sending me a timestamp, and it's not even the timestamp in question.
Well, Brian Sicknick related to the zip tie.
A cop dropped his zip tags, and that guy picked them up. Who was photographed with him. He was a bartender who was there with his mother. He wasn't but it looked like superficially evidence of a kidnapping.
So what do you see?
There's no evidence of that. It's just not true.
Okay, Saul in the chat room just said, "What about the cop who got his eyes gouged?" I mean, you look at those videos; they are chilling. Something was going on.
Sure. I mean, it's also chilling that there are plenty of riots that I'm much more sympathetic to where there was more violence than there was on January 6th. Like, we don't have to go back very far. In 2020, there were plenty of riots for causes that I was much more sympathetic to, where there was way more violence than what happened on the 6th. You can find,
I disagree. Okay, what riot, by the way, took place in 2020 that involved hundreds of people being injured, like with critical injuries? That wasn't state-inflicted violence. Yeah, there were a lot of very violent protests in 2020, but most of the violence was state-inflicted. Police brutality, tear gas, rubber bullets, actual bullets. That was most of the violence. Unless Ben subscribes to the broken window as violence theory.
I'm sure you can find people with their eyes gouged out. You can the death of Law and Order. That they need to then beer hall push. Is it? Oh, we can't take power. That's to say, by the way, that I know this is going to make you angry, but I did. My eyes did spread over the chat for like 2 seconds, and they saw that there's somebody named Andrea.
Okay. Here we go. All right, let's go. So again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns, Ben Burgess, is now going to, watch this, cancel a comedian for using naughty words.
Time. Let's continue this. Let me.
I would also say, by the way, that I know this is going to make you angry, but I did. My eyes did spread over to the chat for like 2 seconds, and they saw that there's somebody named Andrea that Milo really wants me to debate. I watched Andrea's video about this, and there was a lot of stuff about how much of an idiot I was. And
again, I want to be very clear. Ben and I exchanged direct messages where I apologized and said I'm a comedian who uses a lot of swear words because I think it's funny. So again, I want to be very clear. I apologized to him about this. In fact, let me look at the DM. I'm not going to show it to you, but let me look at the DM real quick and tell you when I apologized. So I'm going to get that for you. June 24th. June 24th. That is, oh my God, that is like 2 weeks ago. I apologized to Ben Burgess 2 weeks ago, and after apologizing, he said the debate might happen. So again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns is canceling a comedian for using too many swear words.
And how much of a grifter I was and stuff like that. And, I've done a lot of debates. I've asked a lot of people to debate me who've done it and a lot who haven't done it. If I'm trying to get somebody to debate me, that's not the way I'd talk about them. But if you can find a better representative of that point of view, I would love to argue with somebody about this. I think that.
Let me read you some of the comments in the chat room because I'm doing a better job.
Okay, again, this is the strawest of straw mans. This is like the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen from Ben Burgess. Again, he wrote an entire book called, right, Canceling Comedians While the World Burns. The entire premise of the book was that people that are overly sensitive to comedians should probably look at things that are more important. So here we are. He is overly sensitive because a comedian said naughty words, that he doesn't want to debate actual historically relevant points of subject and interest, right? Comparing, for example, January 6th Capitol insurrection to the beer hall putsch, right? He's not interested in that. He's more interested in saying, oh, the comedian who wants to debate me was too mean.
Job of listening to the chat room. I'm not going to mention their names. At office hours, I'll ask them if they want their names read. But this is...
By the way, Mila, tell David that I'm more than happy to come on office hours tonight. Just keep me posted.
So somebody mentioned debating. Andrea who? Rovenski?
I do not remember her last name off the top of my head.
Okay, so somebody writes...
I've seen Mila mention her numerous times.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple minutes of the video.
So again, this guy's watched the first couple minutes of the video, said, "Oh, this person said too many swear words for me," and then clicked off. And then, but again, We had a conversation. Again, I'm not going to show the DMs because that's not the person I am. But we had a full conversation. We exchanged paragraphs. He wrote to me a paragraph. I wrote to him a paragraph. I apologized for being too mean in my video. I said I use a lot of swear words because I'm a comedian. I apologized. I said, okay. He said, after that DM conversation, he said, okay, maybe we'll talk about it in the future. Then he ghosts me for 2.5 weeks. This is why am I in this situation? This is normally something I go look at online. This is like a Steven Crowder, Jimmy Dore kind of like territory that Ben Burgess is getting on, where he's afraid to debate someone. For what reason?
Okay, Saul writes that they were a few minutes away from grabbing Pence and Pelosi. Somebody else writes, huh? Okay, there literally is no analog to this on the left, none.
Again, I don't understand in what sense that's supposed to be true. I mean, that there are certainly left-wing riots that have resulted in more violence than this.
Again, left-wing riots. Also, why is Ben Burgess doing the fucking both sides? Oh, there's no difference between left-wing rioters and right-wing rioters. As if the reason why people are protesting is an entire... One group is protesting because cops keep murdering people unarmed in the street in broad daylight. The other group is mad that Orange Man lost the election. Those are not the same.
I don't...
All right, we're keeping the Hirschenfelds. Let me just read these.
I don't understand the claim, and I don't understand what the significance of the claim is supposed to be.
Okay. The eyes gouged out. Saul writes pipe bombs. 1 cop lost 3 fingers. Pipe bombs. 2 cops committed suicide. 65 Capitol cops have resigned.
Man, that sounds so much like what right-wingers have been saying for the last year. Look at all these riots and look at all the cops that have resigned after these riots because everybody's talking bad about them. Like, I don't know. I mean, somehow...
Okay. So, the right-wing riot is not that bad because right-wingers said that cops should resign, and cops resigned after right-wingers chewed their fingers off. What?
Okay.
1-6 turns good progressives into Blue Lives Matter people.
Let's do this. Take on my listeners next week because they seem people are saying,
I love you, but it's absolutely not whataboutism. It's an application of minimal consistency.
No, it is whataboutism, you dumbass. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. Did I use a naughty word? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can someone, editor, can you please bleep out the word that I just used, please? I don't want Ben Burgess to get offended by my naughty language. Again, the author of Canceling Comedians While the World Burns is canceling a comedian and refusing to debate because they use naughty words.
Next week, to be continued.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Ben Burgess is the host of Give Them an Argument.
I'm sorry. I mean, again, this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. This is, straight up embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Ben, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I was trying to be nice to you. Again, let me read out our conversation. So, okay. My response. I am a comedian first and foremost, so I use a lot of swears. My apologies, bud. I like to swear laughing emoji. That's what I said. I said that on June 24th. June 24th, I apologized. And then afterward, he said he might debate me. After my apology. And then weeks afterward, he said he might debate me. And then at some point, a week and a half afterward, he said nope. And then now we went on the David Feldman show and said no. It's not like he reached out to me and I said, fuck you, Ben. Fuck you. How dare you say, that's not what I said in DMs. Again, this is grifter behavior. Again, he's mad that I called him a grifter. This is grifter behavior. You are more popular than me, therefore you can't gain anything by debating me. Therefore, you want to debate someone who's more popular than you? That's grifter territory. That's textbook grifter. And before you do the hypocrisy or what... I'm a grifter too! Why do you think I'm trying to debate you? You said something stupid. Someone came to me and said you should try to debate him. I said, okay. And that's where we started this whole thing. Of course I want to debate you. Why the fuck? But again, you can't say I'm not a grifter 1 minute and then say, oh, I know that I made my entire career about how cancel culture is bad. By the way, Andrea's canceled for calling me a dumb fuck. I'm sorry, man. This is embarrassing. Again, And if someone wants to link this video to Ben Burgess so that he doesn't watch more than 30 seconds of it because he's a little cowardly beta male, okay, feel free. But and again, if you want to change your mind, Ben, I'll take back my comments. But this is embarrassing. And again, I've got your book. I've got one of them anyway. In fact, you know, it's right over here. Hold up. I got it right over here. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. I got your book. I have read it. Sure, it only took me 2 hours to read, but I have the book, so it's not like I'm a hater, bro. I'm not a hater. I like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, this is why they always tell you never meet your heroes. Not to say Ben Burgess was a hero of mine, but this is why they tell you never to meet your heroes. Because when you meet your heroes, you find out they're little fucking beta males. Like, that's what you find out. That's what happens when you meet your heroes. They turn out to be cowardly little bitches. And again, there's a lot of people that would want to debate me that I wouldn't be interested in debating. But I'm not going to play footsies for fucking a month with them and say, maybe I'll debate you. Oh, you're mean to me. Okay. Oh, you apologized. Okay. Well, maybe I'll debate you, even though you were mean to me, but you already apologized, so it's okay. Okay, maybe I'll debate you. Well, maybe I won't debate you. And then like a week later, no, I won't debate her. I won't debate her. Like, again, it's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. So feel free to send this to Ben Burgess. He won't watch it, but send it to him anyway. Feel free, again, and I want to be very clear. Okay? This is some beta male shit. That being said, if you do want to tweet at Ben Burgess, don't be too mean. Don't, like, you know, don't make him dig his heels in. Okay? Don't make him dig his heels in. Right? Say, hey, you wrote a book called Canceling Comedians While the World Burns. Why are you trying to cancel a comedian for using naughty words? Say that. Tweet at him right now. Tag me in it. Tag him in it. Ask him, why are you canceling comedians while the world burns? Didn't you write a book about that? Reel on. Careful. He seems to be a fan of reading chat. If you link this, he's going to see it. I'm going to do a clip, and that doesn't have the live chat. So you're good. You're good. Unless he goes back to watch the podcast link. So is there any more of this?
Fantastic. For a July 4th vacation week, you really got my juices going. There's Dr. Philip Hirschenfeld. Hello, Dr. Burns. Okay, and also...
All right. Again, that was embarrassing. I apologize for David Feldman having to get in the middle of that. But that was embarrassing. That was really bad. And again, I'm telling you, never meet your heroes. You can meet me, though, because I'm pretty awesome. But aside from me, don't meet anyone else. Because I got, like, again, they're not great. Not great. I don't know what to tell you, so, wow.